All right, somebody recently gave me this old Coleman 288A lantern, and the challenge is it worth refurbishing? We've refurbished a couple of these already, well, different models, not the 288A specifically. And this one's already missing a globe, so easily that's 10, 12 bucks. We're going to go through it and try to figure out if it's worth refurbishing or not. If it is, we're going to go ahead and refurbish it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned for future videos. So initial evaluation of this, one of the things we noticed, this is like really stiff. When we pulled this out and shined a flashlight in there, what we saw was that there was massive amounts of crud. It almost looks like somebody oiled this with used motor oil or something. It's really, really bad though. So that's one thing, one challenge we got to go. That's one challenge we have to fight. Of course, there's the globe issue. We tried firing this up. It gives us nothing, and the odds are that the generator's not in good shape. So let's take a look at that. This is variable, and the way the variable aspect works is that it moves the generator needle, if you will, up and down. The further down it goes, the more open it is. However, based on what we're seeing, I don't think we have a whole lot of output through there. Now, let me see if we can get a close-up of this. The needle's actually missing, and there's a good chance that it may be stuck in here. What we'll do is we'll put some pressure through it, see if anything comes out. So actually, there does appear to be some flow. It's kind of hard to tell if it's going to vaporize anything. Alright, so we've determined that the generator tip was clogged. It does seem to be blowing a little bit of air. We actually ran some carb cleaner through it. The only way to really test this, and I don't recommend you do this, but I'm going to give it a shot, is we've got a little bit of fuel in there. And this is not all the way in there. We're going to use a torch to preheat the generator. You can hear the hissing though, which is great. There's a flame. It's burning.
Yeah, I see it. Burning good too. It's blue.
Yep. Yeah, without a Mantles, this is what you're going to get, but it's got a nice clean burn to it. So the generator tip is not clogged. We're going to shut this down. We're going to drain this. Now we're going to take and pay attention to the pump tube, which is a little bit of a disaster. Alright, so we've got a 12 gauge brass brush, a shotgun rod, if you will, and a nice drill. And that's how we're going to do. We're going to put some solvent inside of that, and then hit it with this and try to straighten out the thing as much as possible. The amount of nastiness coming out of there is incredible, but we'll see. Oof. It looks like something out of a dystopian future. That looks terrible. Best I can tell, the check valve is good though, so we don't have to mess with it. Oh God. looks better, but there's just a lot of corrosion in there. I don't think that doing anything with acid or anything else is going to make it any better than what it is now, to be honest with you. That's so much better. I said let's put 2 mantles on it just for the grins, and then I'll go ahead and order the parts for it. Well, it's been a week, and we finally got the pricker with a needle, because the original one is missing it. Yeah, this pump has smoothed out incredibly, so that treatment with the 12 gauge wire brush worked really well. So let's go ahead and take this apart. Got the cheap Mantles on there, which is fine. Now, one of the things we can do here, which will make this a lot easier, is just lift the whole burner assembly up off of the generator. What I'm going to do is put the needle in so that this has got a curve to it. We're going to put it in so that it's like that, so that it can travel up and down freely. Alright, to do that I'm going to put some pressure on this, get it into that hole, and then just start it off. Alright, so before I really go into the assembly, I'm going to make sure everything's lined up with the collar, so that we don't have to mess with it later. Make sure it's centered correctly, which it appears to be. This little vent hole has to line up with that hole in the back. Okay. Do this again, and let's make sure the generator goes into the venturi, like so. There we go. I'm just loosening this up so that we can get to the bottom nut. Make sure everything is centered with the collar. And yes, I'm temporarily taking that off so I can get to this. Secure the generator. So I'm going to get rid of these Mantles. They're kind of crappy, and put some decent ones on there. And we'll test fire this thing, see how it goes. Alright, I'm going to go burn these in and I'll be right back. I'm using my trusty butane torch for that. I did order a replacement globe, so let's get that on there. It is a Coleman globe, so it's great. Make sure this operates smoothly, and it does. So one of the things with these adjustable ones, the little pricker actually goes up in and out, and you can do that to clean the tip of the generator if you need to. So I'm going to tighten this up, and we're going to try to light this. Just give it some pressure. And we have our little torch, which I will use this to light. First time, actually surprised it lit that quickly. Usually it takes the generator a little bit of time to heat up, but let's give it a little bit more pressure. And there we go. We can go dim to very bright. Success. So we've basically reconditioned this thing. I'm really pleased with the way it's come out. Alright, so we got this Coleman 288 back together. We're able to get it to work. I'm really pleased with the outcome. I think the hardest part was probably cleaning out the bore of the pump, but that 12 gauge wire brush actually did the job. Ordered the globe and a new pricker rod for the generator. The only thing I didn't do, and I may do it later, may not, is use brass wool to replace the cardboard in the generator. But overall, this came out really good, and I'm really happy with it. So let me just state one thing. I'm not a Coleman expert. If you want really good Coleman information, Frank at Old Town Coleman has a website as well as a YouTube channel. He is the scholar when it comes to this stuff, and I go to his channel and his website all the time to get information on how to fix these things. And I have a few of these that I've done. The other thing I'd like to say is that oldcolemanparts.com is really the go-to place if you need to buy any parts, especially for some of the older units that may be out there. Really good bunch of folks, have a lot of parts, really fair pricing. I'll put links to them as well as to Frank's website and YouTube channel in the description below. Anyway, I hope this video has been helpful to you. If it has, hit share and like, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.